Well, what have we here? It looks like a set-top box, a TV receiver. I wonder, is there any gold inside of this? Only one way to find out, so it's another Scrapping Irish video. So for this one, we've got a set-top box, and hopefully we'll have a little board with some gold inside of it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off the lead. So if you're new to my channel, guys, just hit that subscribe button. Just takes a second, really appreciate it. So on my videos I scrap out electronics for gold, copper, platinum, silver, brass. So the likes of this lead, I'll put in with my copper wire. These little plugs here, they contain brass, so again I'll remove the brass from these, and someday I'll show you what I do with all that brass and stuff like that. So that's the first thing. So now we have our box. So this was the little TV box. So we'll just take out these screws and have a look inside and see what we can find that we can use for gold recovery. So how has everyone been keeping? All my usual viewers, thanks for leaving your comments on my previous videos. I really appreciate it when people leave comments. There's a lot of people out there scrapping, a lot of people into scrap, a lot of people into gold recovery, stuff like that. So it's great to see that we have a good community of people, and then there's just other people who like watching YouTube videos, and they just check out other people's videos, and I appreciate them people as well. It's great to have returning people returning back and watching videos over and over. It's very good, and I really appreciate it. So we have some more here on the side. We'll just remove these. So as everyone knows, these little devices won't have much gold in them. If you've already scrapped one out, you're not going to find a huge amount of gold in them, but they all add up. That's the main thing that you try and do, to try and get enough of these items so that they add up. So that's just a bit of steel. So again, I'll just put that with my steel for recovery. So we'll just have a quick look. We pull out these plugs if we can. If we can't, we'll just cut them. So again, we just cut the wires, and again we'll just cut across here. So it gives me a little bit of access. So straight off, what I can see on the board is some aluminium or aluminum, whichever way you want to pronounce it. Some IC chips, some more aluminum here. Again, I'll pull that off in a minute and we'll see what's under that. This looks like gold pins just along here. So we have some gold pins there. Some MOSFETs, crystal oscillator. That seems to be about it. We'll just take these screws out so we can get access to the board and see if there's, get a closer look at this board and see if there's much on it. As I said, I wasn't expecting too much on this. It was there for scrapping out, and I said I'd just do a little video on it. I'm just going to get a little pliers to loosen the nuts on the back of that. So we have some little washer type nuts on the back of this. So we just loosen them out. So this can release the board a bit easier. And again on the bottom one. So you find these type of boards in satellite boxes, TV boxes, mainly that's say they're very low grade boards, 1 or 2 IC chips on them. So again, you can see in previous videos what I do with the IC chips, how to get the IC chips off the board. There's a couple of different methods, so I'll put a little link somewhere there in the video for it on removing IC chips from the circuit board. So if you want to check that video out, it just shows a couple of different different types of ways of doing it, so I'll link a few videos as we're going along in this video, so please make sure you come back and check them out, so you can see how you can remove the IC chips from the board. Now we've another screw here at the back that I need to get removed. That should allow me to remove the board. So just to get a quick look at the board, the back of the board, nothing of anything at all. Here we have, this is our aerial connections, so this allowed the connections to the satellite or the aerial, whatever way you're receiving the things from. Doesn't seem to be anything of value there. Along here there's no gold pins. The IC chip, as we talked about already, we have the gold pins along here, so just a small amount of gold pins. So again, you can see in previous videos how I remove them. We have the little bit of aluminium, so we'll just see if we can take this MOSFET from the back of it. It might it's in an awkward spot, so it's a bit of an awkward one, so we'll put it down like this and we try and do it from here. Okay, so we've removed the screw and we'll try and see will this pull away from the board. So that's just our little bit of aluminium. A few bits of steel that have to be removed from it. So you can see here where there was screws or there was some sort of pins holding it to the board, so they'll have to be pulled out to make sure it's completely clean aluminium. We have the MOSFET, which will contain copper. Sometimes you might be lucky and these can have gold legs on them, but this one doesn't have any gold legs on it. So we have another little bit of aluminium here. If I can remove that from the board. So again, that's just a little bit of aluminium with a heat paste to help distribute the heat away from the chip that was underneath it. So again, we have another little flat pack IC chip, which should contain gold bonding wires inside of this. So hopefully in future videos we'll see these being incinerated to get access to the gold bonding wires. So hopefully in upcoming videos we'll be getting onto that. So the other item that I'm looking at here is the crystal oscillator. So we have a little crystal oscillator there, which usually just pulls away like that from the board, so it's straightforward. So again, you can collect them up, and I'll be doing a video later on recovering silver from them. So we leave that aside. So the IC chips is mainly it. I don't see any MLCCs of any sort there. We have actually just a few here, and that's it. So the gold pins, the IC chip, and the crystal oscillator were the main things that was on that board, besides the copper wire. Then we have another board that we want to take off, which is the power board. So again, the power board will usually contain a bit of aluminium and contain some copper. So again, you can either put the board into your low grade boards if you're selling your boards complete, or you can remove parts of it for copper and aluminium and send the rest of the board in as a low grade board if your scrapyard will take it. Some scrapyards won't take it. Once you remove some stuff from them, they won't take it. Scrapyards here in Ireland won't, well, the ones I deal with don't give you anything of value really for the boards, so I kind of remove the copper from it. So again, we're just going to cut the wire. So So it's just a little bit of copper wire there that I'll put in with my copper wire. Again, copper bearing motor, so again I'll remove that from the board. A little bit of aluminium, and we have a little IC chip under it. So again, we'll just remove that aluminium so we can get a look at the IC chip that's under it. So it's just a little IC chip, so I'll remove that IC chip as well. These pins in here aren't gold, so nothing. So again, that board, not really much on it. So we've one more board left on this, which is the display board at the front. So again, not expecting much from it. Possibly just an IC chip or something like that. Other than that, there's not much to it. So again, we'll just put this down so we can remove the screw a bit easier. So we can see, is there any more screws? Yes, there's one more in here at the back. Now that releases the board. So we'll have a few little switches for silver. Hopefully there'll be a few silver contacts in there. I'll just see if we can get a bit of access to have a look at it, so I can show you if it comes off. So once we take that top cover off, you can see here there's a little cover which will contain a silver. Inside of that there will be silver usually. So you can see in underneath that, actually it might be gold is on this one, which is nice to find. So if you look there, it's very hard to see with the light, but that has a gold contact inside of it. So these switches have gold contacts in them, as well as possibly silver. So if I could get a bit of silver there and a little gold contact in underneath. It's very hard to see it, but that's a gold contact in underneath. So that's a nice little find to get a little bit of gold that way. I'll just see if I can remove it a bit better to make it easier for you to see it. So you can see the gold contact goes along here and into here. So that's a nice little find that them switches will have a little bit of gold contact. So again, I'll use a heat gun to soften solder to release them switches off, and they'll be processed with my gold flashed pins or gold connectors. So that's a nice little find, and one little IC chip on the back. Is there anything else there we can have a quick look at? This bit more wire connected to there, and I just want to see if so they're gold flash pins as well. So again, I'll remove that from the actual what's left. So again, this just needs to be loosened out. I'll do the same on this side. So I'll put them in then with my connectors, which contain gold flash pins, and try and get them pins removed from it when I'm doing all the connectors together. So this gives you a little look, and we have a little IC chip on the bottom as well, and so them pins in here are gold plated pins. If we can remove this so you can get a look into it maybe. Can't really, but there are gold pins inside of there. So again, what I'll usually do is break away this casing and allow me to pull out the pins if I can do that. Actually, this casing would look like, so we can get a look at these pins, but you can see them down in here that they're gold plated pins. So another few pins to add to the collection of pins that I have, and they all add up I don't usually remove them this way, but I'm just going to try and do it for the video so you can get a better look at these pins. But there we go. So you can see the gold pins here. So they're all just gold flash pins, and I usually break the case in here and I can pull the pins out from the back of the actual unit itself. So that's kind of it for the video. Wasn't expecting much from it, and that's exactly what I got. Not a lot from it. Steel, copper, bit of aluminium, few IC chips, one MLC, not one MLC, one crystal oscillator. The little gold pins, or the gold flashed switches, are nice to get hold of, because you don't often get much gold inside of these. There's usually just silver, so it's nice to get a little bit of gold. And that's it for the video, guys. So thanks for watching another one of my videos, and I really appreciate it. So thanks for the comments. And Snoopy, our scrap picker, I haven't forgot about posting out that stuff yet. Hopefully this week I'll try and get that posted out to you. So if you're watching the video, apologies for taking so long. And it's just with me moving house that time and everything, it's just taking a while to get organised. And I hopefully have my nitric acid coming this week, so I can start processing some of the gold pins and other gold connectors and stuff like that, so I can start maybe over the winter get a bit of gold together, and hopefully the price of gold rises a bit more and it makes it a bit more profitable for getting it out of these devices. Again, as I said, you're not going to get rich on it. This is more a hobby for myself. I like doing the videos. I like seeing can I get the gold out of stuff, and I like sharing how I do it and get feedback from people, and people letting me know how they do it. And it's all just a big community, really, everyone helping each other out and giving information and sharing information with each other. So if you're looking to get into this hobby, check out my videos and check out other scrappers videos, as it isn't going to be a profitable. You're not going to become very rich from it, but it's just something to be doing rather than throwing away the scrap. Or if people have computers and stuff, rather than throwing it away into a dump or into a skips or anything like that, just recycle them, get as much of the stuff back out, and keep it out of the landfill sites. So thanks for watching, and till the next video, keep on looking for that gold, guys. Thanks again.